Now, some people panic just in case they say something because of lack of training, so they just have designated individuals that would answer those questions. Here we go again. Hello again, PCQI. On this series, part of our FDA on-site audit series, this is basically the topic on this one is interaction, okay? So here are some of the best practices that I've seen that work really well and what I participated in. So now you're gonna have some questions that you don't know the answers to, okay? So one of the things I dislike, I dislike very much, it's the word I do not know, okay? And I even imply that with my own family, especially the kids, right? When I ask that question, I don't know for me is, I'm not the right person, you don't need me, I don't really care what you ask of me, right? So it's taken differently when you just say, I don't know. What I would prefer, and this is my recommendation, I would politely say, Larry, John, that's a very, very good question. Let me go find out, the answers for you. I'll be right back. Or let me get somebody who can address that, for you right away. Okay. So avoid the word I don't know, right? Compliment the question. That's a very good question. Let me go find out for you, right? So now, clarification. If you are asked a question and you're daydreaming about something, it happens, guys, right? We have on an audit where you are already you're flustered. And you have some, you're thinking about the other stuff. Production is going. I'm gonna get a phone call from QA. All of these things are happening. So you tend to go in the 10,000 mile stare, as we say. So and you need to ask for it to be clarified. Just be positive about it. Right? Say it in a polite way. The other part of it is we love our job. This is another part of you're very eager, or you have somebody in the team that's eager. And honestly, some of us are not very happy in what we're doing, right? There's our people out there that way. They're frustrated about something. Could be family home. They're tired. They're exhausted. They might say something, right? And volunteer information. And this happens all the time. The other part is don't guess, don't speculate. Okay, that's one. Now, a lot of the things that we have to remember when we respond. Now, some audit that I had, they're recorded. Okay, it's just some investigator I've seen. It's just age or part of their protocol. I haven't seen a camera recording yet. I do it on behalf of my clients so we can dissect it and go and get back with them on some of these analysis that we do. But I've seen tape recorders or voice recorders and whatnot. Okay, so but anyways, those comments are also mentally recorded and written down, right? And you would get a report of that as well. So remember that. The other part is when being asked, avoid being defensive. Remember we talked about, they might be asking a question. I'll give you an example would be, how do you monitor your hand washing program, which is part of your prerequisite program, effective, or how do you measure effectivity, right? And how do you validate that? So these are the type of questions that you might not know the answer to. I've seen clients answer it with, we take a swab and we swab the hands, or we swab the glove hands and kind of validate our hand washing programs. I've seen best practices where the answer is we monitor shelf life and customer complaint. So when our product is beginning to fail, yeast, mold, or any other type of contamination handling, that's also a trigger for us that our PRPs might not be so effective as we thought, right? So, but when you answer it that way, right, sounds great. You're like, wow, that's awesome. Okay, show me, right? So now you got to have your customer complaint log and your shelf life and your monitoring customer complaint trend analysis and all of those things. So be prepared. You said it, now you got to prove it, right? And one of the things, part of it is, I know this one video, I tried to keep the video under 8 minutes. This is one of those things. The other one is arguing with the auditor and the investigator, right? Ask questions, right? Answer, write it down. Don't argue. It's not helpful because they're looking at something else in a different point of view, and you're trying to justify your position, right? Just document the question, get the proof, and basically ask, hey Larry, is this what you're looking for? This is how we do this, right? And I learned this technique from the military, believe it or not, where if there's a problem that's posed, you present workable solutions, so you can agree to disagree at that end of saying, this is right or this is not right, okay? Now, the other part of it is when you're escorting, right, don't be bashful if the investigator, because he's got other things on his mind as well. He's thinking about his checklist, he's going through the process, he's observing and things like that. He might miss some hygienic stuff, okay? Like his sequence on putting his hairnet, top to bottom hairnet, beard net, etc., etc. If you're doing, earplugs and safety glasses, things like that. So he must wear the same things, okay? So you gotta know this. As a PCQI, you need to know your sequences in PPE. That's the very first thing, okay? And I've talked about this in previous video. Take a look at the staging of your PPE as well, all right? Make sure it's not the lab coat first or the, what I mean? You're going top to bottom, all right? So make sure that they are also performing all of those, including hand washing, whatever your process is, okay? So on this one right here, what I've seen on some of the best practices, so some of our air alternate and substitute, when it comes to this part of the program or policies, they are only answered by designated individuals, okay, or designated people or personnel. So I know this is kind of a repetition. If they are, normally what investigators, let's say they see somebody that's performing a task, could be moving one product from one zone to the other, and that person is color coded. It could be a yellow coat, a blue coat, whatever, white coat, whatever your designation. Explain that, right? Don't go to that person and have them explain that process, not unless that's part of your program. Now I've seen that as well, which is very good. Everybody knows their job. Now, some people panic just in case they say something because of lack of training, so they just have designated individuals that would answer those questions. Now, investigators will ask, obviously they'll take notes, they can take sketches. When it comes to photos, right, so you'll get asked a lot, do you mind if I take a photo? Nowadays, with all of the, even myself, here I am, I'm blogging and giving my tidbits on best practices. And by the way, this is based on request from my clients to do this because I love to teach, right? So when it comes to the photo part of it, right, take a look at your policy first, right? Some of my clients, they don't care, right? They kind of like, well, it is here, you're helping us improve, we appreciate it. Some of them, there's really no secrets in the food safety world, right? And also FDA has a statement when they do this, part of their USC codes, where those are made for fact-finding. It's not like they're going to publish it and whatnot. But make sure you contact legal, right? Contact senior management. If you don't have a legal department, believe it or not, some clients don't have one because they sincerely are looking to do the right thing. But but they do have an attorney and retainer somewhere, right? Anyways, just ask for those policies. Like, are we going to allow them to take photos? Their FDA or his USDA or whatever agency is a part of. If it's not part of our policy, how do I say that? Sir, we're not allowed to take photos of the premises. We can take sketches and notes and whatnot. You could also say that, okay? But anyways, clear it with senior management, so there's no pushback. There's no what we call the pointy finger at the end. You did this, you did that, you did it. All of those things. Those are not healthy. So be prepared, okay? Anyways, have a great day, and we'll touch base on the other leftover stuff on the next video. All right? Have a good day. Contact us. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thanks again, PCQIs. Have a good one.